Did you know there's a church located at mile 129 of the Pennsylvania Turnpike that has a set of steps that go from the shoulder of the turnpike to the church? The steps were accessible from 1940 when the turnpike was opened until last year. We're going to visit the St. John the Baptist Catholic Church in New Baltimore, Pennsylvania, also known as the Church of the Turnpike. So let's gas up and do it. The Pennsylvania Turnpike has always captured my interest. I would travel from York, Pennsylvania to the college I attended south of Pittsburgh on weekends and breaks and traveled the turnpike from Harrisburg to New Stanton, Pennsylvania. The beautiful mountains, the tunnels, and interesting landmarks along the way always made the drive enjoyable. It also created a desire in me to one day spend some time exploring the side roads that cross the turnpike and visit the landmarks that define western Pennsylvania and the turnpike. One landmark that everyone who travels western Pennsylvania has seen is the St. John the Baptist Catholic Church, also known as the Church of the Turnpike. When the turnpike was being built, the road cut off the church from New Baltimore, and the Turnpike Commission agreed to build a bridge across the highway to the church and had a handshake agreement to allow access from the turnpike to the church via a set of steps from the shoulder of the road to the church on both the eastbound and westbound lanes. The steps from the turnpike were accessible and visible from 1940 when the turnpike opened until 2022 when they were removed to widen the turnpike from 4 to 6 lanes. St. John the Baptist Catholic Church is located at mile marker 129 on the turnpike, and the church is in the little town of New Baltimore, just 7 miles east of the Allegheny Mountain Tunnel and 14 miles west of Bedford. So I looked the church up on the internet, gave them a call, spoke with Dana, the parish administrative assistant, and asked if they would welcome us and show us around. We were warmed at their hospitality and amazed at the rich history of New Baltimore and St. John the Baptist Catholic Church. The original church was first established in 1820 by Carmelite monks, and the existing church was finished in 1890. The expansion of the church and the new buildings were in anticipation of the South Pennsylvania Railroad establishing a rail yard and repair facility in New Baltimore. The South Pennsylvania Railroad was never completed, and New Baltimore never experienced the growth from the railroad. The plans for the church were supplied by Germany by members of the order. The structure is Romanesque Revival architecture, and the interior furniture, including the altar, was built by Henry Engbert, a carpenter whose work is in Pittsburgh and many other central Pennsylvania churches. We were introduced to Father Mark Paddock, who gave us a tour of the church and retreat center. The retreat center is open to the public to rent for meetings, retreats, and events.
The clock was hand carved by the Engbert Furniture Company, and the holes that are underneath the face are the same carved holes that are in the church in the altar rail. So it's a German style clock, and it was sold and then bought back for us and donated by the Pittsburgh History Center, who had it, and now it's kind of on permanent loan where it should have remained in the very beginning.
Wow, that's just beautiful.
That's where the Carmelites knelt for 100 years.
Wow.
The small chapel in the rear of the church was used by the Carmelite monks for prayers for over 100 years, and the hardwood floor was worn over time by the knees of the monks as they prayed.
Okay, so, yeah, I think you can actually.
Father Mark then gave us a tour of the recently renovated barn that is one of the main meeting locations of the event center. If you would like more information on the event center, please reference the link to the church website in the comments section below.
Caves. When the first church was torn down, they used the beams that held up the roof trusses under the barn to hold up the floor because they're all notched for roof trusses.
Wow.
These were all hand-hewn beams.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
So this dates back prior to like early 1850s.
Yeah.
So many places throughout the United States that are in disrepair, old schools, old churches, and people say, well, it should be saved. Well, it takes more than just sentiment to do that.
Yeah.
It takes somebody with passion, somebody with a vision, somebody that understands the history.
Yeah.
And
prayer.
And prayer.
It was built in the mid-1800s, and the beams that are holding up the floor came from the original church.
Okay.
And they're hand-carved. They were carved for the roof trusses originally, and they're older than the barn.
So how much, you say on the outside is, it's been thoroughly insulated and new lumber has been added that was cut at a sawmill, so it looks original.
Yeah, that's right. It's rough cut wood, and then we stained it. We stained the outside wood.
That's beautiful.
So we've had funeral luncheons, we've had wedding anniversaries, things like that here.
Now, these are hand-hewn timbers,
Yeah.
which would, you could actually go back and find out when sawmills became prevalent in this area. Probably before 1850, easy. Maybe even before that.
So. Considering the weight of them, they're heavy, very heavy, and most of them are chestnut wood.
Now, did this barn predate the church? Was this barn here before the church?
The existing church.
Okay.
No, this barn came after the original church was dismantled by the Carmelites.
And that was built in 1820, is that correct?
That original church was built 1820 up to 1824.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, are there any pictures? Well, maybe not. There probably would not be any pictures of that because that would predate photography.
We have a picture in the retreat center kitchen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's on the refrigerator if you want to see it.
Yeah.
It's an artist
Artist rendering.
We have newspaper clippings of it.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
So the history goes back 200 years.
From here, we went to the church. Kathy and I both felt the visit to the church exceeded our expectations. There are several covered bridges in the area. One, as a matter of fact, is right in New Baltimore. We visited one a few miles away on a road that was cut off when the turnpike was built in 1940. I'm thankful that it has been maintained and repaired.
It's 12 feet. You can drive through it.
I don't want to. 3 tons.
How much do we weigh?
Almost 10,000 pounds, which is 5 tons.
Never mind.
Yeah. So we are at Meaw Alpaca Farms, and this is just an amazing. It's south and west of Bedford, Pennsylvania, 20 miles from the Maryland line, and it is just absolutely gorgeous. And it's with Harvest Hosts, and if you join Harvest Host, these individual landowners open up their property for campers to come in, and all you have to do is spend some money at their store. And so they have a store where they have alpacas, and they have alpaca yarn, and our daughter is a knitter, so we went and bought, I guess, 2, 4, 6, 800 yards, which sounds like a lot, and it is, but we bought 800 yards of wool, alpaca wool, for my daughter to knit things. And so, I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous here. We're up on, we're actually in one of the pastures that they have. We have this campsite, and it's absolutely stunning. And there's the view. I hope it comes through. I mean, it's beautiful. The trees are turning, nice, beautiful colors. And there you can see they have 2 campsites, and the other campers have just pulled in, and the gentleman that owns the farm is in the pickup truck heading south down the road. But it is absolutely beautiful here, and we're going to walk on over and get a better view. There's like a picturesque view of the valley. All right, so here I'm just down by the little overlook, which I don't even know if this does justice. It is so beautiful, absolutely so beautiful.